Okay, guys. So, what I was gonna say on that video that was about 5 minutes long, or a little over 5 minutes long, talking about the man who was disappointed because his dad always promised to come pick him up, and he never did, and he felt let down. And after he got his hopes up, one of the men who are gang stalking me, or at least part of the orchestration of me being gang stalked, wanted me to feel that same letdown and pain that he felt. So he makes it where people call me to set up appointments, and then they don't show up for the phone call. And that's what's been happening to me a lot lately. And I was like, why is that happening? Like, why does it seem like everybody, it happened with the business with Neo, the dude, what you call it? The one with the, let's see, I'm trying to, oh yeah, with the appointment setter, not the appointment setter, but it's that's part of what it is that he does. But he does venues, the guy who teaches people how to buy venues or sell venue space, or how to market. I forgot what his name was, but I mean, not his name, it's called Neo. I don't know if it's Neo Davis or something like that. But I made an appointment. They finally called me 3 or 4 months later, after I had been and forgot about it. It was back in January sometime I set that call up. These raggedy hoes then waited all the way till about March or April to finally call me out the blue. They just said, are you still interested in this call? They set it up, and then they didn't show up. The same thing happened with some other calls that was scheduled, and I was like, why does it seem like I'll go and then the person's not there? Just like with my lawyer, at the her assistant at Metropolitan Public Defender's Office. She was supposed to meet me that day, then she didn't show up all of a sudden. And then I finally called her. I asked them about that, and then she said, well, I apologize, there was a family emergency that was unavoidable that came up. But I was like, ain't nobody let me know. And then she said that Caitlin from the office tried reaching out to me, but couldn't reach me. I don't know if it's because these people hacked my phone, but there was nothing on the call log that day, corresponding with the email she sent, that anybody tried to reach out to me, period, from that office. And I told her that, and then I said maybe she has an old number, so I updated them with my number to make sure that they had the right number, which is still the same number from back then. But I just gave it to her to make sure she didn't accidentally call a wrong number. But you know how we know it's BS. But I was trying to be like professional about it, and be like, have a, not assume that I'm correct about it, and be like, well, maybe she had called the wrong number and gave them the updated phone number. And then next thing you know, it was like, it's a bunch of situations that's been happening like that for most of this year already. And I'm like, damn, why does that keep happening? Just like when I went to the interview, the bitch ass nigga that was supposed to be there in Lake Oswego, he all of a sudden, he specifically said I was going to be talking to him and then his other coworkers, and he was like, it's at 11 o'clock. I was there a little earlier, I was there on time. And they told them whatever, that I was there. And then Casey came up to the front, and she was like, oh, well, he ain't here, blah blah blah. And I was like, I knew it was some fuck shit. As soon as I heard that, I almost wanted to just walk the fuck on out, because I knew it was bullshit. But I followed through with the interview because I came there and I was all dressed up and stuff. And then these two niggas there was hating. Then turned out one of the bitches called me back. The whole ass niggas called me back. The white dude named Preston. And then he was on some bullshit game stalking me through the phone interview with the shit he was saying. And it didn't dawn on me. I laughed because it was Target he used of all places. But then Spirit, the Most High God, let me know in my spirit as I was washing the dishes that nigga was in on gang stalking me. That's why he kept saying stuff about Target. And because that part of the conversation was irrelevant. I was like, why is he talking about somebody else's? He was like, oh yeah, because yeah, for instance, blah blah blah. And then he started talking about that dude job, and he was working at Target for 8 years. He tried to pretend he was talking about tenure, and then he was starting to tell me to remove some job experience off of my resume and then send it back to him. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I have it, and I told him I had that on there so people can know the different experiences that I've had from when I was younger. So it was just crazy. But and I starting to see, because I heard that reading from that woman saying something like, now there's a call I'm supposed to be on right now, but sometimes they'll be late. But because of me finding out about that, the reading, I can't remember what that one, I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna go and see which reader it was, because it was a reading I just watched in the last 48 hours. It popped up on there. The first video, I forgot to say this part though, that how I could tell that it was for me, because I noticed that there's been setups of things for me to go to, or phone calls I was supposed to attend and make, and then next thing you know, the person would not show up or they wouldn't answer. And then it'll be, it was just like what she said, that man on the reading, she was like, it's some sort of man, it's some sort of dude that he wants you to feel let down, that same letdown. She was, and she said it was stupid too, like childish. Like he wanted you to feel the same way he felt when his dad used to always when his dad, and that is, that part is sad, but I'm laughing at the fact that it was his own daddy that made him feel that way. But he want to make me, a woman that ain't know shit about that, ain't had nothing to do with that when he was growing up, because I'm pretty sure he older than me. I ain't had shit to do with that, and he want me to feel that same way his daddy made him feel. Ignorant ass nigga. But so that's all I wanted to talk about on here with y'all, was about how I started seeing that I was being played with in that way. But I was like, why is this happening? I thought it was just the gang stalkers, but it's a man specifically that he felt that way, and he wanted me to feel that same letdown. He wanted, and she said on the reading something about they wanted you to get your hopes up and then be let down, just how they were when they daddy never showed up when they said they were coming to pick them up. And that's why y'all raggedy ass niggas, if you ain't gonna be in your child life, just go on and be out their life all the way, and don't be playing around with they ass.